In the ancient tales of the Old Testament, where narratives of divine interventions and profound human endeavors unfold, we encounter an array of characters who have come to define the spiritual and moral fabric of Western civilization. These stories have been passed down through generations, each one laced with timeless lessons and grand heroism. But who, among these venerable figures, truly stand as the real heroes of the Old Testament? The Old Testament is replete with figures whose acts of faith and leadership leave an indelible mark on its pages. First and foremost, we have Abraham, often hailed as the patriarch of monotheistic religions. His unwavering faith, demonstrated when he was asked to sacrifice his son Isaac, marked a pivotal moment in spiritual history. Abraham's story is not simply one of obedience, but of deep trust in a covenant with God, showing that true heroism often lies in the strength of belief. Then, consider Moses, the great liberator and lawgiver, who led the Israelites from Egyptian bondage to the brink of the Promised Land. Faced with the daunting task of confronting Pharaoh and navigating his people through perilous deserts, Moses exemplified courage and resilience. His receipt of the Ten Commandments from Mount Sinai provided a moral compass, not only for the Israelites, but for generations thereafter, marking him as a hero, not merely of action, but of ethical legacy. The bravery of David, the young shepherd who would become king, cannot be overlooked. His triumph over Goliath, with nothing but a sling and a stone, symbolizes the victory of faith and intellect over brute strength. David's reign, characterized by both triumph and tumult, illustrates the nuanced nature of heroism, that even the mightiest leaders are fallible, yet capable of redemption and wisdom. Equally important is Esther, whose story, though contained in a relatively short biblical book, speaks volumes. As a queen who risked her life to save her people from annihilation, Esther showcases the heroism found in quiet strength and strategic courage. Her tale reminds us that heroism does not always manifest in grand gestures, but often in the courageous decisions made in private. Furthermore, the prophet Elijah, who stood firm against the corrupt and idolatrous practices of his time, embodies spiritual zeal and divine mission. Confronting wickedness head-on, Elijah's fiery dedication served as a beacon of resistance against moral decay, underscoring the role of a prophet as both a guide and a guardian of sacred truths. In these stories, it becomes clear that the real heroes of the Old Testament are those who, through their faith, leadership, and moral choices, forged new paths for the people they led. They embodied not only bravery and wisdom, but also humility and devotion, offering lessons that transcend the ages. These ancient heroes remind us of the power of faith, the necessity of moral courage, and the enduring impact of compassionate leadership. As their stories continue to inspire, they invite us to reflect on what it truly means to be a hero, one who leads, inspires, and above all, remains faithful to a higher calling. Indeed, the real heroes of the Old Testament are those who left a legacy of hope and righteousness, lighting a path for future generations to follow.